حيث كانوا وانحروهم واطردوهم من ربى المسرى جميعا وادحروهم فجروهم حيث كانوا وانحروهم واطردوهم من ربى المسرى جميعا وادحروهم
شردوهم ضيقوا الدنيا عليهم
واقهروهم
واسكبوا الويلات في درب العدالة
ترحموهم شردوهم ضيقوا الدنيا عليهم واقهروهم واسكبوا الويلات في درب العدالة ترحموهم
إنهم قوم عثوا في الأرض بغيا
فاقصروهم
إنهم إخوان خنزير وقرد
فانبذوهم فجروهم حيث كانوا وانحروهم واطردوهم من ربى المسرى جميعا وادحروهم فجروهم حيث كانوا وانحروهم واطردوهم من ربى المسرى جميعا وادحروهم حطموا صهيون أرباب المخازي واسحقوهم لتراعوا هدنة فيهم وصلحا دمروهم حطموا صهيون أرباب المخازي واسحقوهم لتراعوا هدنة فيهم وصلحا دمروهم انصروني قالها الأقصى وأبنى انصروهم أنقذوهم من بني صهيون هيا أنقذوهم فجروهم حيث كانوا وانحروهم واطردوهم من ربى المسرى جميعا وادحروهم فجروهم حيث كانوا وانحروهم واطردوهم من ربى المسرى جميعا وادحروهم وافتحوا آذانكم للقوم لطفا
واسمعوا
قد أتاكم في بلاغي صوتهم لا
تتركوه وافتحوا آذانكم للقوم لطفا واسمعوهم قد أتاكم في بلاغي صوتهم لا تتركوهم
فانهضوا للثأر من كل الأعادي واقتلوهم مزقوا.
This conflict poisons the world. This white book actually has the solution, and I give it to you. It's Isratin. Isratin is the solution. Arabs have no hostility nor animosity towards Israel.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
شتتوهم واحصروهم اذبحوهم فجروهم حيث كانوا وانحروهم واطردوهم من ربى المسرى جميعا وادحروهم فجروهم حيث كانوا وانحروهم واطردوهم من ربى المسرى جميعا وادحروهم
Are we at one of those moments in history in which there is the necessity for a new world order? A, because of what's taken place in the Middle East, the rise of different kinds of groups, and B, what's happened in Asia, meaning that there has been a shift from the West to the East.
There's a need for a new world order, but it has different characteristics in different parts of the world. Just to go back to Iraq for a moment. On the one hand, the manifestations of what is going on in Iraq are depressing and give some occasion for pessimism. On the other hand, simply as looking at somebody as a student of the future, I find it sort of interesting that there is now going on there conversations inside Iraq between the various parties, not going very far yet. Secondly, that there is a meeting of ambassadors which will graduate to foreign ministers of all surrounding countries, plus Egypt, plus the members of the Security Council. And that people are talking of broadening yet a third level in which you would bring in India, Pakistan, Indonesia. Now, none of this may succeed this time, but this to me is sort of the outline by which someday in the next few years a solution will emerge, that people will look into that cauldron and decide that they have to learn their limits, not just we, but everybody else. I want to make one point about globalization. It's always discussed in economic terms, that everybody is better off. But that it's only partially true. Everybody is better off on the average. But in some countries or in some regions, people lose their jobs. Major adjustments have to be made. That's the engine of globalization. The people who are disadvantaged by the process look to their governments for solutions. But the governments are national and the problem is global. So how to bring about a relationship between the desirable process of globalization and its impact on the politics?
You're encouraged that China will get better and will grow and will be a more responsive citizen of the world?
I could write a script, but this will not happen, because the pressures inside China are enormous to deal with so many problems.
But it's incumbent on the next president to be able to...
I would say to the new president, what I'm saying to the current president, or I've said to previous presidents, the relations with China are the fundamental challenge of American policy. Because if we get that wrong, then much else we may do right. It's going to be subsumed in an attention to a conflict like the Cold War. And that is something that we must really avoid. And if we want to have a constructive world, the purely strategic and military problems that the shift in power relationships brings will confuse us if we do not consider that we have to bring about, together with other countries, a different consciousness of what a world order is.
Choice is an illusion created between those with power and those without.